Alien continents. Ever imagine that far beneath our feet there might be something the size of a continent that possibly isn't from this world? Not land, not even normal magma. Some scientists call them alien continents. Yeah, when we think about aliens, we usually look up into space. But what if part of an alien world has actually been buried beneath us this whole time? Scientists discovered this after mapping the inside of Earth using seismic waves from earthquakes. And deep inside the planet, they found something strange. Two massive structures, each the size of a continent, hidden deep within Earth's mantle right above the superheated core. These structures are called large, low shear velocity provinces, but most scientists simply call them the blobs. One lies beneath Africa, the other beneath the Pacific Ocean. Imagine something the size of a continent hidden far below your feet for billions of years. And it gets even weirder. These structures aren't the same as the surrounding rock. They're denser, and their composition is different, almost as if they didn't originate from Earth at all. So, where did they come from? One of the wildest theories points to the Theia impact hypothesis. A Mars-sized protoplanet called Theia is believed to have collided with Earth around 4.5 billion years ago. According to the theory, the debris from that collision formed the moon, while the rest of it may have sunk deep into Earth, becoming the giant hidden structures that could still exist today. The bloop. Back in 1997, underwater sensors picked up an incredibly loud sound unlike anything ever heard before. Just imagine this, the sound was powerful enough to be detected from over 3,000 miles away. At first, a lot of people panicked, because the sound itself seemed almost alive. Even its spectral analysis resembled something organic. The problem was, there isn't a single animal on Earth large enough to produce a sound that powerful. Not even blue whales come close. For years it remained a mystery, until eventually scientists proposed that it was probably just the sound of cracking icebergs, an ice quake. But honestly, a lot of people still don't buy that explanation. To this day, the idea of some massive creature, something like a kraken lurking in the dark depths of the Pacific Ocean, still feels more believable to some people and way more terrifying. Because if it wasn't ice, then just how massive would a creature have to be to make a sound like that from the darkness below? Ghost DNA. Ever imagined that hidden inside our DNA there could be traces of a human species we've never even discovered? For decades, the story of human evolution seemed pretty straightforward. Homo sapiens evolved in Africa, then spread across the world. But recent computational biology research has uncovered something strange within the genetics of modern humans. Scientists found segments of DNA that don't match any known human ancestor. This DNA doesn't come from Neanderthals, Denisovans, or even Homo erectus. It came from something else, a mysterious hominin, an ancient human species completely unknown to us. According to the data, their lineage split from ours somewhere between 360,000 and 1 million years ago. Then somehow they appeared again and interbred with our ancestors between 6,000 and 124,000 years ago. The result? Today in certain human populations, part of their DNA may come from this so-called ghost species. And the most unsettling part is we have no physical evidence of them at all. No skeletons, no artifacts, no cave paintings. So we don't know what they looked like, how intelligent they were, or why they vanished. It's almost as if they were completely erased from history. Some theories even connect them to ancient myths like the Anunnaki beings from legend, said to have come from the sky. But so far there's no evidence supporting that idea. What we do know is this: they may be gone, but their traces could still be living inside us. The creature that can't grow old. Just imagine what if you could live forever, not because you were impossible to kill, but because you never truly aged. As it turns out, a creature like that actually exists. Its name is Turritopsis dohrnii, better known as the immortal jellyfish. At first glance, it looks tiny and fragile, but when its life is close to ending, it does something completely unbelievable. It absorbs its own tentacles, sinks to the ocean floor, shrinks down, losing its entire form, and transforms back into a simple cluster of cells, almost like returning to its baby stage. Then, from that state, it grows all over again, becoming a young jellyfish, restarting its life from zero. This process happens because of transdifferentiation, the ability of cells to transform into completely different types of cells, something that's considered almost impossible for complex creatures like us. And here's the craziest part: it isn't a new generation. It's still the exact same individual. And theoretically, this process can happen again and again with no known limit. The Sloan Great Wall. Everyone knows about the Great Wall of China, the largest wall ever built by humans, stretching for thousands of miles across mountains, deserts, and valleys. It almost feels impossible to rival. But the truth is, compared to what exists out there, this wall is nothing, because the universe itself has walls of its own, and their scale is completely unimaginable. In 2003, scientists discovered a colossal structure stretching across the cosmos. They named it the Sloan Great Wall. And this isn't a normal wall. It's a massive cosmic structure containing hundreds of thousands of galaxies, spanning roughly 1.5 billion light years. That means light itself would take 1.5 billion years to travel from one end to the other. For comparison, sunlight only takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth, and that's where things get strange. According to current theories, structures larger than 1 billion light years shouldn't even exist. That's supposed to be the limit. But this wall goes beyond it. It challenges one of the universe's most fundamental ideas, that on the largest scales, the universe should look roughly uniform everywhere. So how could something this enormous even form in the first place? The solar storm hidden in trees. There's something strange that scientists once discovered hidden inside trees. First, you need to understand this. As trees grow, they form one ring every year, like a natural archive recording Earth's past. Then, in 2012, a Japanese scientist named Fusa Miyake found something unbelievable. Inside tree rings from the year 774 AD, there was a massive spike in carbon-14, which was strange because this isotope only forms when high-energy radiation slams into Earth's atmosphere. Meaning, in that year, something struck Earth with an enormous amount of energy, but oddly enough, there are no historical records of it. No massive disaster, no worldwide catastrophe. It's almost as if it happened without anyone noticing. And that wasn't the end of it. After that discovery, scientists started digging deeper, and they found similar events again and again, appearing across different points in history, almost like a pattern, roughly once every 1,000 years. Scientists believe these events most likely came from the sun, a gigantic burst of energy, far stronger than any solar storm ever recorded by humanity. A wave of radiation sweeping across Earth silently, without warning. And the terrifying part is, we don't know when it could happen again. Maybe hundreds of years from now, or maybe much sooner than that. Because if the sun erupts again like it did back then this time, we won't just see the evidence hidden inside tree rings.